Blog Talk Radio.
Well, that's interesting. Where is our intro this morning? Let me see if I can pull that up. Who knows what happened to it?
Welcome to the Ageless Sisters.
There we go.
Welcome to the Ageless Sisters, your global source for beauty and anti-aging, with your host, Cynthia Rowland, creator of Facial Magic and Luscious Lips.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's Cynthia Rowland here. Feels like Mercury retrograde, but I don't think it is yet.
Not yet.
A little troublesome clip. But anyway, I want to welcome you to our show today. We have the best show ever because, number one, I have a co-host today who is a complete eclectic fashionista. And I love that word, fashionista, because Stevie Wilson, who is a social media pioneer, is here to co-host with me today. She writes the LA Story, and I want you to know, I went online just to look at that today. She's in China, she's in Latin America, she's in Africa, she's in the Middle East. She is in the know and on the go. But most of all, Stevie Wilson is my wonderful friend. So welcome, Stevie.
Thank you, Cynthia. Cynthia Rowland is my friend, too, because, man, she turned me on to facial magic, and that was it.
Oh, you are so sweet. And don't forget Luscious Lips, because you
Luscious
have the best-looking lips when you do those.
Morning.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Well, Stevie, I know that you have just been so active and so visible in the world of social media.
Yes.
And I had asked you before the show, is there anything you want to share about your life and what you're seeing is trending throughout social media? And you just dropped a bombshell on me. What is that?
Social media is changing.
Great. Another change. I love and embrace all change. Okay, tell me what it is. Well, how is it changing?
Well, Web 2.0 is slowly evolving into Web 3.0, which is basically where it's not just hitting people with content and giving them information, but it's also engaging with them and having a conversation so that they actually get to have a chance to talk to you and ask you questions. You get to learn about the person on the other side, which is actually how you build relationships.
Well, yeah.
And so the fun part about it is that when you build these relationships, and Ted Rubin and a co-writer with him, I forget her name, unfortunately, which is really bad on my part, wrote this book called Return on Relationships, where everybody thinks about ROI, which is actually return on investment.
Right.
They're looking at dollars, but actually the real thing to be building that dollars is actually return on relationship, because you might go into a store once and buy something, but if you don't feel like you enjoyed the store or that they appreciated your presence or were just even kind to you or even recognized you, or maybe they didn't have what you wanted, you might never come back. But if they actually listened to you or talked to you and said, hey, how's it going? Hey, you want a sample of our new gelato or whatever? We've got this great, we've got some sales stuff here. We've got some cool stuff there. Just let us know if you need anything. And just converse with you as you're a person, not just a dollar sign. That actually gets you a chance to talk to them and learn about them, and then you start to build a relationship so that you think about, gee whiz, I got to come back here.
I hope they feel that way when they come to our store. We have an online presence, and I want that to filter into their everyday lives, that they have such a great experience when they're on my site that they come back again and see what else new we have to offer them. So it's all about, for me, content, and that's kind of what you're saying. If somebody makes you feel welcome, that's part of that content.
Right. And I was just telling a friend on the phone before I jumped on to your call is that she has a blog, and she was trying to figure out how could she get people to comment. So I was telling her about this platform I'm part of, which is called Triberr, TIRBERR.com, which is basically for bloggers, but it's for anybody who wants to see great content, and lots of it in any topic you can think of, anything from I just had a baby, what am I supposed to be doing, to economy and tech and all the stuff, and recipes and coupons and everything in between. So it's like if you want to dive into something like that, that's where you go. And it's a startup, and it's blown my readership and my reach on Twitter and other places beyond belief.
Wow. Now, give me the name of that URL again.
It's Triberr. It's www.triberr.com. And you have to join, and you don't necessarily have to have a blog and an RSS feed to be able to follow specific blogs and content. But basically, if you have a blog, you can join, and you have to put your RSS feed in. And if you have a WordPress blog, it's even easier because then you can put a plugin and your stuff will automatically post from your blog into what they call the tribal stream. And tribes are just all, the thing about Triberr is tribes are just groups of people talking about a specific topic. I'm part of 57 tribes.
Oh, my word. That does not surprise me, Stevie, because you're a part of everything. Come on.
Well, I try to get into the content because I deal so much on the back end in working with people about social media and digital marketing and getting them, pushed out so that they're visible and helping new products or new companies launch, that I talk about the fluffy stuff on my blog a lot, but I find that because there are other people who are writing about social media and different things that I need to share and want to share, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. They've already written the content. All I have to do is share it, and that's what's starting to pop up. And you're going to see it on my blog as well as in my Twitter stream and on Facebook and LinkedIn. And I find it fun. It's really interesting because I've met people online who I will probably never meet, but there's like somebody in London who she posts the most foodie-licious photos. Oh, my God. It's like to die for.
Wow.
And I wish I was like there so I could go have lunch with her in any of these places that she goes to because she takes the most amazing pictures.
Wow. I love that. Now, I hear somebody giggling in the background, and I have to tell you that this is our guest today. She is finding what you say amusing, and I like that because giggles are fun. Let me bring in Allana Pratt, who is an intimacy expert. And I'm telling you, the girl is just so cool because she is a storyteller. She's an author. She's a coach. She writes the most wonderful email newsletters. And she's a pole dancer as well.
That's rare.
So welcome, Allana Pratt. We're going to talk to you today about everything intimate, okay?
I'm
glad
so
to have you
glad
here.
to be here. I feel like we're all sitting together at the couch with like a delicious latte or something together.
Oh, wouldn't that have been fun to have pulled that off to do that?
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, one of the things that I just saw from your last email to me, Allana, was that you felt so free and liberated when you allowed yourself to just go with the pole on your pole dancing adventure.
Oh, my God, it was so beautiful. It's such a symbol of life. Even though I talk about intimacy and sensuality, quite often we're here to teach what we're here to learn, at least in my case. And I've been one of those control freaks. I can do it myself as long as I know how it's all going to work out. I'll take a step. But if I don't know how it's going to work out and I'm not in control, I used to get very, very scared. And what I saw with pole dancing is that there's still another layer of the onion to peel. Because when I would hold on to the pole and like swing around, I was still like trying to do it right or look good or what if I fell down or whatever. But the other day my teacher just said, close your eyes, just take one step and just swing and let go. And there was this sense of freedom and soaring into the unknown and deliciousness that was there. And then, my feet found the next step. And then she goes, do it again. And I did it again. And it was like, oh, my God, this is like intoxicating and such a symbol for where in life can I just jump? Where in life can I just engage? Where in life can I just shine and not be so concerned with what's going to happen at the end of it or what people will think? And it's allowed other people in my world, it kind of inherently gives them permission to just go for it. Just be authentic. Just be who you are. Let yourself have more pleasure in that moment. So I feel so grateful to be a transparent leader in my job, my joy of being my job.
Yes, and here you are. You call it just pole dancing and how, it was very fluid and wonderful. But what you've done is you've set the intention that you're going to allow your life to just be on free fall.
Well, thank you. And really the whole reason I got to pole dancing was I used to be a topless dancer 20 years ago. I didn't tell a soul. I was kind of ashamed, like that's taboo and bad. But when I was doing it, I loved it because I got to choose in this moment on this stage, am I a piece of meat or a work of art? I'm in charge of that distinction, not you, thank you very much. And I chose to be a work of art. And I learned to love my body and learn that I am more than my body. Like I have all these like little tips I want to share today. And the first one is we are not our body. We are more than this piece of flesh. We are these limitless beings, and we have a body. But if we look at it from the space of like we are as big as the earth, as big as the solar system, as big as the universe, that's how limitless we are. We have no edges. We go on forever, and we can be open to receiving from the universe and let that energy flow through our beautiful bodies. We start to look at them like they're our best friend. We don't have to be at war with our body. We don't have to be at war. Like when I coach Lisa through Dancing with the Stars, we don't have to be at war with our thighs, even if we're turning 50. You know, and we don't have to be at war with our aging. We don't have to be at war with the food we eat, seeing it as a number of calories. And as I round back about the pole dancing, I interviewed Sheila Kelly of S Factor on the radio show that I have, and I told her the truth. I came out of hiding. I stopped resisting me. I stopped letting, and that's another point I want to make, any shame we have about our body stops all life force energy, including money, including orgasmic energy, including friendships, including everything. Any shame we have stops that life force energy coming through us. So I said, okay, I'm free-falling here. I'm going to tell her the truth. And she said, if you'd be willing to get your butt in class, you could transform that shame into a naughty provocateur. And I'm like, ooh, okay, I'll try that. And what really happened, though, is as you said, like free fall, and I just got reconnected with my body. I cried. Probably for the first month, just recognizing the level of unkindness I had towards my sensuality. Even though that's what I talk about, there was still another layer where I had it over here was bad, taboo, and naughty, and over here was good and sacred and sensual. And I'm like, wait a minute. All of me is the divine. All of me is good. All of me, all my desires are beautiful if I get right to the core truth of authentic Allana. So I'm just like freer than I've ever been, and I'm so grateful to Sheila and the opportunity to come out of hiding and to love my shameful parts and dissolve them into love.
Well, you know, I hear that in your voice, Allana, that you,
Yeah.
that you're free and that you are just living and clarifying your vision for your life by making that statement. It gave me goosebumps when you said it.
Thank you. There's something about embodying, like, okay, so we have this, like, okay, there's God over there, or life force energy over there, or, you know, it's over there, and then I'm over here. And that's the lie. When we really dissolve our edges and we become friends with our body and we know that we are more than our body, this life force energy, the most potent energy of the universe, like all the quantum physicists will prove it to us. But it's not about getting it, having it, taking it, using it. It's about being it. It's about embodying it in us, as us, and through us, in our touch, in our gaze, in our emails, in our social media, in everything.
In our speaking, in our actions, everything.
Totally, everything.
Totally.
We are the embodiment of life force energy itself in our own unique, beautiful way. And when there's any shame about our uniqueness, we cut off, like a big, huge ocean gets down to this little, you know, garden hose worth of life force flowing through us. And we're in charge. Yeah, we're in charge of, like, with kindness, releasing that shame, and that's so much of what I love to help people with. Love the parts of themselves they've been hating, and transforming like a graceful alchemy of seeing what you thought was your greatest wrongness is actually your greatest power, potency, and deliciousness to offer the world. So it's not about getting rid of any part of ourselves. It's about bringing that part of us home, like the abandoned child. Like, bring that part of you home and ruffle the top of their head and give them kisses and snuggles and go, hey, I love you too. I love this part of me too. And then when you're
so great, Allana.
Yeah, when we're
Tell
all
me
embodied.
I mean, really, we've only got 15 minutes left. We've got tip number one. I want to make sure that all of our listeners hear all of your fabulous tips because you have so much to share. Sorry, Stevie, I just cut you off, I think.
No, it's okay. I'm sitting here listening, going, wow. I'm into so totally entranced. I'm like going,
yes, I'm entranced too. Okay, so Allana Pratt, number 2.
Fact number, so I'll just go over from the beginning. Fact number 1 is you are not your body. You have a body, so always expand out. Whenever you feel insecure, it's because you're down small thinking you are your body. But when you're big, it's the universe and the solar system, and you're huge and luscious. Someone says you're a poo-poo head, and nobody, it doesn't bother you. You're like, okay, well, that's an interesting point of view. You just, you're confident. Number 1, you're not your body. Number 2, your body's your best friend. So when you're out as big as the solar system looking upon your luscious body, it's okay that it gets older. It's okay that it's got curves. It's okay that this is the unique shape that you were given. Start to make friends with what's right about my body. What's possible with my body? What if I move my hips a little wider just as I'm putting my makeup on, and I just let life force energy come through me? Do me and my body actually have more fun together? So start to see your body as your best friend and ask questions to it of what would make it happier. What does it want to eat? How does it like to exercise? Who does it like to make love to? What clothes would you like to wear this morning? It's your friend. And you'd be amazed how it will respond. Number 3, embody life force energy. And the way we do that is to dissolve and release any guilt or any shame about who we are as sensual, creative beings. It's not just copulation sex I'm talking. It's that sexual yumminess of being a creative life force in the planet. So even expand your way of thinking of sex so that it includes the tenderness that can be, and the orgasmic energy that could be, and the creative, generative energy that could be, and let it come through you. And if it's blocked, it's only because there's some shame or guilt there. Do the work to release it so you're not the garden hose, you're the whole ocean. Number 4, one of the great ways to explore this is to say, what would bring me pleasure? For me, that's pole dancing. For you, it could be pole dancing. It could be gardening. It could be cooking. It could be just putting cream on your body. It could be going for a walk in the woods, or, Cynthia, as we spoke before the show started, being on that rocking chair on that porch in Oklahoma. Whatever it is, pleasure connects you with you. And allow pleasure in all forms of food, sensual, sexual, nature, just pleasure. I can wash the dishes and have pleasure if I put on some funky music. I am unwilling to do anything in life anymore if I don't first ask the question, how could I do this with more pleasure? Because that's my birthright. And so that's number 4.
That is so good. That is so good, Allana, because most people don't even think about their own pleasure. Most women think, what can I do for my family? What can I do for my husband? What do my parents need? All of this, and they forget that they're the ones who's, like you said, is somewhere I read about you, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy, or if mama's happy, everybody's happy. Yep. I used to have a thing on, or a piece of paper on my refrigerator. It says the woman makes the rules. So
the mom is
you need to just explore whatever it is that brings you the best feeling ever, because then you're one in the stream.
Well, it's so amazing. My son, when I take care of myself, I'm very patient with him. I'm playful with him. I'm present with him. When I haven't taken care of me, how awful it is for him to be with somebody crunchy and bitchy and seems to think the world revolves around him cleaning his room or not. It's so much pressure on him. So when we take pleasure for ourselves, that we are the seed and soul of our family and this planet. When we take care of ourselves first, we give from the overflow, and we are an inspiration to be with. And if we don't, we're giving the dregs to our family, and we're not that inspiration. And they start to come home late from work if they're the husband, or they start to just go hide in their room if they're your child, or they don't call you to go out for coffee if they're your girlfriend, because you're no fun, because you're crunchy. But if you take time to self-love, you are the most incredible creature there is. Fall madly in love with you. What would bring you pleasure? It doesn't need to take more than 5 minutes. But when you come from fullness, and that's your priority to start the day, everything becomes a gift. You know you are a gift and a contribution, but you must know that about yourself, claim that about yourself, demand that about yourself, that you're that friggin' important. You're that amazing. And
I like that. Don't you like that, Stevie?
This is great.
Yeah. Well,
you're speaking to my heart, Allana Pratt. I can tell you that.
Good. Major kisses to you.
Mwah.
Okay. So this
back to you.
Last point I want to talk about is take this to the next level. When we are giving ourselves pleasure and there's no more shame and we know our body's our best friend, you walk out that door and you say to the world, life, have your way with me. life penetrate me. You start to become this temptress to court the divine. How much fun could we have today? What kind of contribution could we have today? What could you gift me with that would open me to receive more bliss than I ever knew possible? You start to see life or God or the universe as your partner. You no longer put all this pressure on your job or your family to make you happy, nor putting all the pressure on yourself that I need to do 10 more sit-ups to have a flat enough stomach or facelifts or whatever. Like life becomes your lover. And walking outside, you make love to the earth as you walk along it. The breeze comes and kisses your cheeks, and you feel so held. So you know that you matter. This is really a practice of just being open with the divine. And yes, you engage with people and you engage with your family and your clients, but when that soul core relationship with life is there, and you know you haven't been forgotten, and you let the sunshine warm every cell of your body, it just makes life worth living, and it makes the challenging circumstances that come to all of our lives, it makes us so that we can handle it. We know we've got what it takes to handle anything, and we've got this kind of temptress, so bring it, dare ya. Come on, life, bring it. I can handle it. And
you are so incredible, Allana. I love your spirit.
This is awesome.
Yes, you just bring out everyone's sense of, I don't even know how to explain it. I just feel so alive and revitalized listening to you. And you teach this to people, don't you? Don't you do coaching? This is what you coach?
Yes. This is what I coach. This is what my books are about, my DVDs are about, my radio shows are about. This is what my life is about.
Oh, my goodness. You are so fortunate to have such amazing knowledge. And you just bring it forth like you're an evangelical minister on the face of the earth telling people it's okay to love themselves.
Oh, my God, it's imperative, and it's juicy and fun. Why not,
I love that. Well, let me stop right here and say that for all of you listeners who want to know more about Allana Pratt and her wonderful way of being, just go to her website, Allana Pratt, AllanaPratt.com, and you can begin to experience this marvelous adventure and life experience with this wonderful woman. And I know she's wonderful because everybody has nice things to say about you, Allana.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful.
Yes.
That touches me. Well, I am real. I do share a lot in my newsletters and in my radio show about my own journey. So it's not that I'm perfect, but I do keep going. I do have great courage. I love myself and I love others. And I'm here to
tell me about your radio show. What day does it air? Where do they find your radio show?
Just go to allanapratt.com and they can sign up. It's right on the front page. It's called Intimate Conversations Live. It's every Thursday at 4, and you have been a delicious guest.
Thank you.
And a lot of amazing people are there. That's the way I like to, and also connect with people. Come on the show live with me so we can answer your questions as well.
That is so wonderful. And it's an hour show, right?
Yeah, it's an hour show, absolutely.
Yes.
And my dream, just because I'm going to put it out there, is that I take intimate conversations, out into the world on YouTube, and I get to really engage with people on video and just, rip that and give them the MP3 as well. But it's time for me to soar and take my message and my honor of all people's, like what's possible, to take it out there over this next year. So that
is so great. Well, I hope that one of these days that you and I can do a video together, and we'll put it on YouTube. And maybe Stevie will join us. Who knows?
Oh, that would be fun. Perfect.
Yeah,
it's like I just sat there and was in awe when you sat there and described about your heels and how tall you are. And I'm thinking, God, if you put me in those heels, I'd probably have a nosebleed because for me, I'm like 5'3". I'm kind of going, okay, how does she do that?
Well, she is the Wonder Woman, Allana Pratt.
Being 6'2" or 6'3" in those heels and walking around is pretty empowering. It's awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I just want you to know I have two granddaughters that the doctors say will be 6 feet or more.
Oh, wow.
I know. So they have that to look forward to. They're only 14 and 15 right now. And taller than their grandmother.
Though, to really know that their bodies are works of art. And, it's such a time when we think about, do we have to give it up for sex in order to be enough, or compete with other girls to be enough? Like, wow, what a beautiful time for them to know that they are a work of art and so are their sisters, and to hold that radiance. And this is how I choose to be honored and celebrated in the world.
Well, Allana, I want to ask you, have you thought about just doing something just especially for teenage girls?
Well, I do go to colleges and speak to the girls, and I love that. And I have created some products for some of my clients to give to their daughters, but I haven't come right out and created a product yet for younger girls. But thank you for that inspiration, because, man, if I had known then what I know now.
Exactly. That's, I did a show with a group of girls from college, and that was kind of the crux of our show, was if I only knew then, when I was 13 to 15 years of age, what I know now, maybe my life would have been easier, better, faster. I would be slimmer, I wouldn't be fat. I mean, there's all sorts of things that go into making a young woman feel acceptable for herself.
Well, thanks for that inspiration, because as I go around doing these different YouTube shows with intimate conversations to pop into colleges and keep speaking with wonderful girls, that really does warm my heart and make a difference. So what's possible there? How could that unfold with ease?
Well, I don't know, but I think we could pursue it.
There we go.
And, yes, I would be willing to do that with you. In fact, somebody just called me the other day and told me that they had a dream where I was helping all these young women throughout the world, and I was thinking, now how is that going to be possible? And, it was such a, it made me feel very happy that I could be somehow be a part of somebody's life that could make it be better,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Getting those emails from someone across the world and you have no idea that you touched them, I just open up into tears, because some days are tough as an entrepreneur. Some days are tough as a single mom for me.
Yes.
And then when I go to my computer and I know I made a difference, like, wow, like even just you saying, wow, whatever you said, thank you. I just was like kind of tearing up there, like, wow, I do make a difference. Thank you, Cynthia.
Oh,
you do.
My pleasure, Allana, my pleasure. Well, we're going to let you go because Stevie Wilson, you can stay on the line, but I'm going to have to let you go because I need to talk with Stevie Wilson about a few things. But I want to tell you that I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being such a fabulous guest today.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yes, awesome is right. And I just want everyone to know that Allana Pratt is available to you. If you need coaching or whatever, call on this woman, AllanaPratt.com. Allana,
you.
From the bottom of my heart, I am just hugging you as an Ageless Sisters because you are so wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Group hug, all of us.
Group hug, that's right. And we're going to put together a video somehow of the three of us sitting in a room and having a latte, and we'll talk about love and intention and creating the life of our dreams.
I love it. Okay, have a beautiful rest of your conversation. All my love to all of you and all the listeners.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, Stevie, doesn't that just thrill your heart?
Oh, absolutely. It was great. What a high.
What a high is right. And, every time I talk to this woman or even read her newsletters, I feel so good. And she's so clever and she's so funny in her own way, and she just makes us laugh. And so I appreciate her that she would come on our show today. And I appreciate you that you co-hosted with me today.
Oh, thank you. It was great. It was fun.
That was fun. I want to tell you about the next guest coming up. Her name is Gail Minogue, and she is a numerologist. And she sent me her book. I know. I haven't even gotten to start reading it yet, but I'm going to start this weekend, Divine Design, because she, like Allana, believes that we create the life we're living. I believe that. Yes, we do. And so I want to find out from her about these karmic connections that occur and how we can use her information to make our life even better.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You'll have to tune in for that one, okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up on May the 16th. And so we have 1 minute left. Is there anything that you want to offer to our listeners before we hang up?
Let's see. Come follow both. Make sure that you follow Cynthia on Twitter and Facebook.
Stevie Wilson.
And me.
Yes, Stevie Wilson, yes.
You can find me on Twitter at LA Story, which is all one word, and you can find me either my fan page for my blog at facebook.com/LA Story blog, or you can find me just, if you want to find me, it's stevie.wilson. But it's if you got questions about social media or how to implement it or even Triber and learning more about it, I will be posting on Facebook the 2 links to the podcast I have with one of the founders, which...
Well, we're out of time, girlfriends. Stevie.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
Cynthia.
you
It's been a
so
blast.
much. It was so fun. See you next time.
You bet. Bye,
Bye-bye.
people.
You've been listening to the Ageless Sisters. Tune in again next time for the most up-to-date beauty and anti-aging secrets, tips, and shortcuts. Aging secrets, tips, and shortcuts. Aging secrets, tips, and shortcuts.